idolise him like you.
And Dewsbury Hall in midfield, and then a front duo of the very much informed Christopher Nkunku and the former Barcelona youngster Marc Guiu. As for Heidenheim, on their big night, they've already beaten Hearts in this competition, so they've tasted victory against British opposition. Kevin Muller is the veteran goalkeeper. A back four of Traore, the captain Mainka, Silaben and Toyakov make up the back four. Dorsch and the American Maloney in midfield, with Leao Cienza, the Brazilian, Paul Vanna, the youngster, and Matthias Honsack in behind. Mikhail Kaufmann in attack. Kaufmann is starting because their leading goal scorer is sidelined due to injury. We're just seeing the two skippers and Mainka exchange pennants and go through the pre-match coin toss. A reminder, this is the first of 3 European games across the TalkSport network tonight. Coming up later here on TalkSport 2, we're at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Tottenham and Ange Postecoglou take on Roma, and a 73-year-old Claudio Ranieri back in management over on TalkSport. It's a big night for Ruben Amorim as Manchester United take on Bodo Glimt in a game they really have to win in the Europa League to revive their hopes of a top 8 finish in that competition. It is, of course, Amorim's first game at home since replacing Erik ten Hag as United manager. Coming up this weekend, we're at Brighton tomorrow night for a South Coast showdown on TalkSport between Brighton and Southampton. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff here on TalkSport 2. Sheffield United against Sunderland, big game at the top of the Championship. Also gets underway at 8. Game day returns on Saturday. Watford QPR is live on TalkSport 2 at 12:30. On 3 o'clock we've got Forest against Ipswich from the Premier League, and then on Saturday Kettering Doncaster, FA Cup second round tie, non-league against EFL. That's a midday kickoff on TalkSport 2 at 3 o'clock. It's Derby against Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship, so plenty of live football coming your way. But we start in Germany tonight on the Bavarian border. Heidenheim against Chelsea. Two of only a handful of sides who have won all 3 games in the Conference League so far this season, and it will be Chelsea in their all off-white kit, shooting from left to right in the first half to get us underway. Heidenheim all in red. And straight away, an early touch of the ball for Tosin at the heart of that Chelsea back line. He plays the ball up towards halfway, where Nkunku will drop deep and gives it away, actually. And the ball nicked off his toe by Honsack. Quickly won back by Chelsea, and Nkunku on the halfway line plays it infield. It's guided out to the far side, where Mykhailo Mudryk is dispossessed, and there was a foul over on the far side. Free kick for Heidenheim. Leao Cienza unfairly barged off the ball, according to the referee. And an early booking as well, I think, inside the first minute.
Yeah, it looks like it. A little bit sloppy in the early stages from Chelsea. They've given the ball away a couple of times. Looks like they're playing a back 3, actually. It looks like Disasi, Tosin and Badiashile are making up a back 3. Mudryk looks as though he's playing as a left wing back.
Booking for Badiashile for what the referee deems as a cynical attempt to stop a promising attack. He's going to have to walk that tightrope for the next 89 minutes now, and the free kick will be whipped into the Chelsea penalty area away to our left-hand side. Looks like the number 8, Leao Cienza, fancies it. The Brazilian whipped him right-footed. Not a bad delivery either, and poked goalwards, and only inches away from Kaufmann to giving Heidenheim a shock lead inside 2 minutes. Brilliant delivery with a free kick. Kaufmann timed the run to perfection to stay onside. Just not sure, Matt. He met it with enough conviction, and in the end he can only steer the ball wide.
No, it was at full stretch. Stuck out his leg, probably just about grazed his studs. It went wide of the goal in the end, but what a fabulous ball. Really difficult to defend. In behind the defence, goalkeeper couldn't come for it. And on the stretch, you quite rightly said as well, Kaufmann keeping himself on side. It was an excellent run. Very unlucky, just fractions wide.
Here's Nkunku at the other end, out to Sancho, right corner of the penalty area. Nkunku wants it played back early. Sancho instead opts to pick out the blue-booted Axel Disasi, part of that back 3 that Matt has already spotted. We were expecting a 4-4-2 formation for Chelsea. Dewsbury Hall has given it away cheaply. deep inside the Heidenheim half, picked up by the captain, Meinke.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing two holding midfield players, Vega and Casadei, with Dewsbury Hall and Nkunku as two tens in behind Guiu. That's how it looks as though they've lined up. Sancho one side and Mudryk the other.
What they have done, we've only played 3 minutes, Matt Holland, and 3 times at least Chelsea players have given the ball away cheaply.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to underestimate this type of opposition and this competition when it's been so easy for them up to this point. Obviously won 8-0 last time out in this competition. Everything's gone swimmingly for them. But this is a decent side. I mean, the team that finished 8th in the Bundesliga last year. I know things aren't going particularly well in the league this season, but they've won 3 from 3 in this competition already. So the atmosphere's a really good one. They're up for it. You have to be up for it as well.
Yeah, they beat Noah 8-0. Their opposition needed an arc to plug the leaks in their defence on that night. Been saving that one just for you, Matt. Ball is back inside Chelsea territory with Badiashile.
Thought I was with the Moose for a minute.
I'd have to say that. Chelsea just trying to get a feel of it after that early scare. Heidenheim really should be in front. Big chance for Michael Kaufmann. Yet to score in Heidenheim colours. He won't get a better opportunity. It's the German Bundesliga side who are playing the ball around inside their own half at the moment. Picked up by the skipper, Meinke, just on the edge of his own penalty area. They try and play out the right-hand side and intercepted and cleared away.
Yeah, within 4 minutes, Vega looks like he's gone back to left-back. That's how it looks like, and Dewsbury Hall now, he's going to have to go alongside Casadei in midfield. Obviously, quite open, the way they'd set up. Enzo Maresca not happy with the opening stages of the game, and already he's just dropped Vega back into that left-back position.
Yeah, it does look like more of the conventional 4-4-2 formation that we were expecting, with Sancho on the right-hand side and Mudryk on the left at the moment. Casadei in alongside Dewsbury Hall in midfield, then Nkunku and Guiu up front.
It's definitely 4-4-2 when they lose possession and they get themselves into that shape. Nkunku will drop off when they get the ball and got the freedom to try and get on it.
The ball played over the head of Jadon Sancho, and I think Norman Toyerkov is frustrated that he didn't make more of that. The ball just sort of spooned off his left boot and out for a Chelsea throw-in. Home fans bouncing around behind the goal that Chelsea are attacking away to our right. Frank Schmidt, who's been in situ here for 17 years, is out on the edge of his technical area. The Heidenheim manager, so too Enzo Maresca to his left. As Badiashile saunters forward over halfway, and then Dewsbury Hall looking to pick out Sancho. Decent ball into Sancho, rolls it first time into the path of Nkunku. Back with Sancho, right corner of the penalty area. Chelsea trying to work their way into a shooting position. Casadei back to Tosin just on the edge of the centre circle. 0-0 on TalkSport 2. We've played 6 minutes, and here's Sancho again linking up with Nkunku down the right, but one back only momentarily. Back in Chelsea possession now with Tosin inside the centre circle. Yeah,
when Chelsea are dominating the ball, that's when Vega can go into midfield and make that extra man. As soon as they lose it or they come under pressure, that's when he fills into that left-back position. But as soon as they win it, they go back to that 3. Vega goes into midfield. Dewsbury Hall pushes on, gives Nkunku licence to roam.
Here's Casadei, trying to play the role of playmaker out to the right-hand side, finds Sancho. Sancho back towards halfway, and Disasi, the captain for the night, now Tosin.
He's so neat and tidy, Sancho. Great feet.
Oh, that's a lovely ball by Casadei to Dewsbury Hall. Mudryk on the overlap. Players in the centre, one was Nkunku, I think that was the target, but in the end the cross is a poor one, straight into the gloves of Müller, the Heidenheim goalkeeper.
Driven across that near post. Guiu made the run across the near post, didn't quite get there. Going back to Sancho, it's lovely football, it just lacks that little bit of pace, doesn't it, and conviction to go past his man. He ends up playing quite safe at times.
Here's Tosin, forward to Nkunku again. Full of goals in this competition so far, Christopher Nkunku. Should mention they do have options on the bench, Chelsea, should they need them. João Felix is there, Levi Colwill, Noni Madueke. Carney Chukwuemeka, I know, is frustrated at his lack of playing time this season. Another hoping to make an impact tonight. So Kunku is manhandled by Tim Siesleben. It's going to be a free kick for Chelsea, 10 yards inside Heidenheim territory. Still goalless here. We'll get the team news over the course of the evening from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Roma are the visitors in a big game in the Europa League, and over on TalkSport. Intrigued to see how Manchester United line up in Ruben Amorim's first home game in charge. They drew 1-1 in the Premier League at Ipswich on Sunday, one of Matt's old clubs, and they take on Bodo Glimt this evening. Bodo Glimt have already beaten Porto in the Europa League, so can't be taken lightly. No,
won't be an easy game. I was actually at Portman Road at the weekend. Thought United started brightly and actually finished quite strongly as well, but lacked a goal threat.
Ball chipped over the top. Here's Cassidy in the penalty area. He was off balance and can only hook it right-footed into the gloves of Kevin Müller, the 33-year-old Heidenheim goalkeeper. 2 clean sheets in 4 European outings this season for him. It's the home team who launched the ball long upfield, but Siesleben can only find the goalkeeper Jorgensen, the Danish international, and he bowls it out quickly to Tosin. Again, with Chelsea in possession, it does revert to a back three with Renato Vega joining the midfield. And building up patiently here, Chelsea, with the score sheet still goalless. Jorgensen plays it short into midfield. And Cassidy playing it into the feet of Sancho. They're almost trying to tempt Heidenheim, aren't they, into the press so they can spring a counter-attack, Chelsea.
Well, they're doing their best to try and quieten the crowd. Get a touch of the ball, keep it. The crowd have been absolutely bouncing right from the off.
Cassidy forward to Nkunku, midway inside the Heidenheim half. Cassidy continued his run into the penalty area, could have got a shot away. Does get a shot away, maybe it took a deflection. In the end, it's well wide of target. Maybe he should have taken on the shot first time, Matt.
Yeah, with good football though. You talked about trying to get Heidenheim to come and press you and then try and play through it. Well, they do it superbly, and Nkunku at the heart of it. He's the one who plays Guiu in, and on the angle, his effort ends up going wide, but some really neat football from back to front from Chelsea.
Here they come again. Mudryk into the penalty area. Cassidy gets his shot away. Saved by the goalkeeper. Cassidy had the follow-up into the side netting. Guiu it was with the final effort. I think it came from Heidenheim trying to play their way out from the back. Yeah. Matt Holland.
Yeah, it did. Got to be a little bit careful, haven't they? Chelsea are quick to try and press. As I say, 4-4-2 out of possession. We've got 2 players at the top end. Guiu and Nkunku are really trying to close them down when they can.
Guiu scored that first Chelsea goal in the 8-0 demolition of Noah. Just 18 years of age, £5 million he cost from Barcelona in the summer. That's great defending by Tosin. Really out-muscling Kaufmann when he would have been through on goal, and then cheaply given away by the pink-booted Cassidy. Throw in for the home team on this near side, right in front of the Chelsea dugout. Enzo Maresca still patrolling that technical area. Goalless 12 minutes in on TalkSport 2.
Well, they've settled now, haven't they, Chelsea? I think they've scored, they've scored something like a goal every 15 minutes or something in this competition so far this season. Well,
16 goals in 3 games.
Yeah, it's something like that. And they're, what, 11 minutes in? They haven't scored yet.
Here come Heidenheim, though. Have looked dangerous on the counter-attack. Crossed into the penalty area. It was good work by Honsak down the left-hand side of Dewsbury Hall. There to sweep it clear. Throw in taken quickly, and here's Honsak again into the box. Neat footwork from him. And then a little back heel from Kaufmann. Honsak was offside, I think he knew that. And he shot in the end from a wide angle is over the crossbar, but he looks alive wide, doesn't he, Matthias Honsak, coming in from this left-hand side.
Yeah, Chelsea just switched off from the throw-in. Heidenheim took it quickly, got themselves into the box, and as you say, Honsak had just strayed a fraction off.
Could have scored the hosts inside the first minute. Kaufmann with the effort from a free kick. Stab wide. Chelsea's best chance so far came for Guiu a few moments ago. Good save at the near post by Kevin Muller, the home goalkeeper.
He's actually looked quite bright, Guiu. He's got himself in some really good positions.
Could be a bargain of £5 million if he does turn into an accomplished Premier League striker. Heidenheim in possession on the halfway line with Vanna, and it's sprayed out to the right full-back.
I'll tell you what, as soon as they lose the ball, Chelsea, they're working really hard and diligently to get themselves back into a shape. And Mudryk and Sancho are almost making up a back six. The back four for Chelsea, out of possession, is really tight and narrow, asking a lot of Mudryk and Sancho to get themselves back as well.
One of the goalkeeper out to the right-hand side again, goalless with 14 minutes gone here on TalkSport 2. Heidenheim against Chelsea in the Conference League. Chelsea looking to go back to the top of the table. The point would take them there. After results earlier in the day, knocked them off top spot. Here is Cassidy, room to turn into inside the centre circle. Vega comes forward and just knocks it on to the diminutive Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall gets it back from Mudryk on the left-hand side. Mudryk continued his run. The goalkeeper, Muller, quickly off his line and slides to get there ahead of Mudryk.
He overthought that, Dewsbury Hall. Just needed to play it quicker. Mudryk had made the movement in behind, and his pace will get you there, but he took too long on the ball, Dewsbury Hall, before actually playing it into the space.
Traore carried it forward for Heidenheim, and again Chelsea have got some defending to do here on the edge of the penalty area. That's a good save by the goalkeeper. That is near post. I think the ball actually struck the arm of Kaufmann on the rebound, but the first one would have counted.
No, I think the flag went up. Certainly, maybe it was from the rebound. The referees allowed play to continue because Chelsea are in possession again, but just looking over to that far side, definitely saw the flag go up.
It was Leao Cienza with the initial shot, which was well saved at the near post by Jorgensen, and I thought Jorgensen deflected it onto the arm of Kaufmann. That's why the flag went up. But either way, another slight scare for Chelsea. Who've looked decent going forward, but not exactly watertight defensively in these first 15 minutes. And Heidenheim look like they've got a goal or two in them this evening. Here's Jadon Sancho, the Manchester United loanee, sprinting with the ball over the halfway line. Great feet from him, maybe should have released it earlier. Challenge comes in and diverts the ball into Nkunku. And now here's Renato Vega inside the centre circle, 0-0. But a really open feel to this game so far. Yeah,
it's been a good game. I think helped by the atmosphere. I know it's a small stadium, only 15,000 in it, but they're making some noise.
Here's Jadon Sancho in the right wing position for Chelsea. Disasi forward to Vega. Only 16 minutes have flown by here on TalkSport 2. He's toasting inside the centre circle. Cassidy lays it off for Disasi. And Nkunku with the first time ball back into the feet of Cassidy. And Nkunku maybe wants it back right-hand side of the penalty area. Rolls it into the path of Sancho. Sancho with the opportunity to run at his man. And good strength from Nkunku. Couldn't get a space for a shot inside the area, but Chelsea have kept possession. Disasi out to Sancho again. Sancho with those dancing feet, this time well defended by Honsak. Didn't dive in and made sure that the ball actually rebounded out of play off Jadon Sancho for a Heidenheim throw.
Well, the opening 16, 17 minutes, it's been a good connection actually between Sancho and Nkunku. They've linked up really well down this right-hand side, certainly on each other's wavelength.
Yeah, Jadon Sancho looking to play his way into Chelsea's Premier League lineup. They have Aston Villa at home in a big game in terms of the Champions League places on Sunday. Here's Dewsbury Hall, 5 yards outside the area, into Mudryk, who'd made the run down the left-hand side. Now Nkunku lets it run across his body, and a chance for Guiu. Good save with the legs of Muller. Guiu looks up at the stars in frustration. I think he feels that he should have done better. Really clever from Nkunku, allowing the ball to run across his path, and Guiu got the shot away. It's a good save in the end.
Well, Guiu's been the big goal threat in the early stages for Chelsea. It was a snapshot from about the penalty area, penalty spot should I say, about 12 yards out. It was good reactions from the goalkeeper. He was down really quickly with his right foot to make the block. And Guiu, I've been really impressed with his movement, his energy, the positions that he's got himself into. Maybe just needs to take a little bit more care when he gets himself into those positions, but he made a really good start to the game.
Heidenheim qualifying for the Conference League after finishing 8th last season. They took a hammering against the champions Bayer Leverkusen at the weekend in preparation for this game. Just conceded a needless free kick as they were attacking down the right-hand side. Heidenheim, the offside flag goes up, I think against the fullback Traore.
I've got to be honest, I've been impressed with Chelsea's line. And that opportunity that I said the flag went up, he was in an offside position. I think it was Vanna who made the run on the right-hand side and got his shot away. Decent save by Jorgensen. But Chelsea's line has been good. They've been in together, they've been high, and they've caught Heidenheim offside already 3 or 4 times.
Cassidy forward to Sancho. Slaloms away from a sliding challenge, then pokes it forward to Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall immediately looking to release Mudryk down the left-hand side, just a bit heavy with a pass, and Traore able to watch it out of play for a Heidenheim throw. He's only made 3 substitute appearances, Dewsbury Hall, in the Premier League since his move from Leicester in the summer. Has looked a little bit rusty tonight, or maybe just trying a bit too hard, Matt.
Yeah, I think probably trying a bit too hard. He'd be desperate to try and make an impression. The manager knows all about him. It's not like the manager doesn't know him. It's just the competition for places in midfield at Chelsea is so strong. It's really difficult for him to make an impact.
Heidenheim nil, Chelsea nil. You're listening to Talk Sport 2. And it's a throw in for Heidenheim, almost right on halfway down their right-hand side. Traore to take it. As we await the first goal of the evening. Chelsea up against the German hosts who were playing in the 3rd tier just a decade ago. They have only conceded 1 goal in the Conference League so far this season, Heidenheim, including that 2-0 victory over Hearts last time out.
Well, what we've seen in the open 20 minutes is that this is probably Chelsea's toughest test so far in this competition. That's not saying a great deal because, as I say, it's been fairly routine for them up to this point, but already in the opening 20 minutes, they know they're in a game at least.
Yeah, they're going to have to be fully professional, fully tuned in, Chelsea, as Vega tries to free up Guiu down the left. Good defending there from Mainka. Strong challenge, and the ball cleared up towards the halfway line. Home supporters enjoyed that combative approach from the skipper, and they enjoyed the little turn on the far side by Liao-Cienza as well. Can he pick out a teammate in the centre? No is the answer. Goalkeeper Jorgensen comes out, smothers the ball before the onrushing Honsak could get there, but good play by the Brazilian down the right-hand side.
Yeah, it was, and Honsak likes to get himself into goal-scoring positions, doesn't he? From this left wing, getting across that near post, he makes some excellent runs. They do look lively on the break.
He scored in the qualifying round against Hacken, Matthias Honsak. Gangly, number 17.
Yeah, but he's a goal threat. You can see he wants to get himself into the area. I like that about wingers. Too often, the ball's on one side, on the opposite side, they stand and watch and don't get themselves into areas where they can get good numbers. But Honsak is someone that really does want to get himself into the box and get himself on the score sheet.
22 minutes gone. Heidenheim nil, Chelsea nil in the Conference League. Here's Disasi into Tosin in the centre circle for Chelsea. Now Cassidy trying to look after possession for the visitors. He gives it back to Tosin inside the Chelsea half. A little bit more penetrative from him. Not a great first touch from Nkunku, but he still manages to smuggle the ball into the feet of Cassidy. And Vega slides it back into his own half. And Badiashile. Here's Disasi, the captain for Chelsea, wearing gloves tonight on a chilly night in Germany. Jadon Sancho. Back to Disasi once more. Chelsea dominating possession, as you would expect. But at the moment, not really an area where it can hurt the hosts.
Probably having too many touches, not doing things quite quick enough. As I say, I think they're trying to take the sting out of the game, sting out the crowd, and try and keep possession. But I think they're guilty of just being too complacent in possession of the ball.
Well, that was something that was often levelled at Enzo Maresca by Leicester fans last season, who didn't particularly enjoy the tardy playing style, and even at the weekend, I think Sam Matterface in commentary was saying that maybe Chelsea at times just slowed the game down too much, and we're seeing it again in the first quarter of this one.
Well, it's a long season, and game management's really important. Physically, they're not taking too much out themselves so far in this match, but they have to match the energy of Heidenheim as well. They have to do things quick enough.
Guiu looking to play in, and Kunku cleared only as far as Dewsbury Hall, edge of the penalty, and left foot shot. Brilliant save by Kaufmann down to his left-hand side. He watched it all the way, and then he got a strong left arm to divert the ball away from goal. That was a powerful effort from Dewsbury Hall from the edge of the area.
Well, he's willing to take efforts on, isn't he, from outside the box, Dewsbury Hall. Once he gets himself half a yard, he will take aim and have a shot. And ask the question of the goalkeeper. Made a good save down to his left.
Corner kick for Chelsea. I think the first of the game for the home team, for the visitors. And Kunku comes across the right-hand side to deliver. Referee just spotting some pushing and shoving inside the area. 0-0, 24 minutes in. There's a couple of excellent saves now that Müller in the Heidenheim goal has had to make. This corner kick has just been delayed momentarily. Do have plenty of height in their team, Chelsea, the likes of Tosin and Disasi forward from the back, as then Kunku puts his right arm in the air. Wolf whistles from those home supporters behind the goal. Stood up towards the far post, nodded on by Mudryk. Can they get a shot away here, Chelsea? No, only cleared as far as the edge of the area, and then it's blazed over the bar by Badiashile. 0-0.
Yeah, won the header at the far post. I mean, Mudryk not necessarily known for winning big headers at the far stick, but did so on that occasion and nearly got the rebound from his initial header into the box.
Still a carnival atmosphere inside this 15,000-seater stadium. 0-0 between Heidenheim and Chelsea. And I think if you'd have told the home manager Frank Schmidt that would be the state of play 25 minutes in, he probably would have settled for that.
Yeah, biggest night in their history, isn't it, really? First year in European football, and they're playing against a team that's won the Champions League.
Won the Champions League twice, of course, as Chelsea fans never tire of reminding us. Long punt upfield is dealt with by Müller, all in black, the Heidenheim goalkeeper. Left-footed clearance into the centre circle, nodded on. And there's men over here. Once again, down that left-hand side, Honsak trying to cause a nuisance. Oh, lovely footwork. And the shot towards the near post by Van Aert is beaten away by Jorgensen. Another big chance for Heidenheim. Honsak led the charge down the left. It was great feat by Van Aert to create the shooting opportunity. He went for the near post, and it was strong risk again by the keeper.
Well, it's a real glimpse of this young man's talent. Really quick feet. Sidestep away from two Chelsea men into the space. He's got a lot of the goal to aim at, decides to go to the near post, and it gives Jorgensen a better chance of making the save. I'll tell you what, it's still a really good save. A big, strong right hand. It's a corner for the home team, but it could have been even better.
Corner to be taken in front of the travelling Chelsea fans. 0-0 in Germany. Ball played out to the edge of the penalty area. What might they line up a long-range shot here? They do with Traore. Takes a massive deflection off Badiashile and sends the ball spinning into the grateful arms of Philip Jorgensen, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Trying something different, because you look at Chelsea's team, it's a big team. Disasi, Tosin, Badiashile, Veiga, Casadei, Guiu. They're big players who, you know, if you just throw the ball into the box, they're more than likely going to win that. So, trying to do something different from the set piece, I think I quite like.
Dewsbury Hall barged off the ball. Heidenheim coming forward in number on the edge of the penalty area. Cienza tries to cut the ball back, and he found Kaufmann. Shot wasn't the best, it's taken a deflection, and Heidenheim have a corner.
Yeah, flag stays down on this occasion. I just wonder whether the flag might have gone up, and actually I think Kaufmann was in an offside position.
Short corner on the right-hand side this time. Home fans have raised the decibel level. Cienza across the face of goal. Spilt by the keeper. Still alive inside the penalty area. Chelsea defending for their lives here, and then it's a poor cross straight into the gloves of Jorgensen, who didn't cover himself in glory with the initial ball in.
No, he didn't, but he has kept Heidenheim at bay, actually, with a couple of big saves. It was a good passage from the home team, where they kept it in the opposition box. They were winning the little 50-50s. In the end, Chelsea just slowing it down again. Ball back at the feet of the centre-backs, and just trying to get a feel of the ball again, but a good 5-minute spell from the home team.
Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 0, 28 minutes gone on this busy European night across the TalkSport network. Axel Disasi for Chelsea. Into the centre circle and Vega. Again, the visitors playing at a very pedestrian pace at the moment. Ball scooped forward to Nkunku. This is the chance. Chips it over the goalkeeper. And he lifts it over the crossbar, Nkunku. And with the form he's in this competition, you would have backed him to score.
What a chance for Chelsea. Slightly fortunate. It's excellent movement from Nkunku to run in behind, but there's a big mistake at the back from Searsleben, which allows the ball to find its way through to Nkunku. He's got the goalkeeper to beat, tries to lift it over. It's a high tariff effort.
Was it too much? Too clever, the finish?
Yeah, I think so. I think put your foot through. Well, you don't even need to put your foot through. You just need to pick a corner.
Big chance for Chelsea to take the lead, but it stays 0-0. It was Tosin with the ball, scooped over the top of the Heidenheim defence. I wonder if that might be the signal for Enzo Maresca to tell his team to go a bit more direct. Matt's already said at times they've tried one pass too many. Here's Disasi, 5 yards inside his own half. Sancho leaves Toyakov on his backside, runs into the penalty area. Sancho crosses towards the far post, over the head of everybody, and the ball actually has gone out for a throw on the opposite left-hand side.
Well, he did the first sort of 3 quarters of that run brilliantly. The drop of the shoulder on the halfway line, the way he got himself into the box, got himself into space. He actually made room for the cross and then overhits the cross, and he actually goes out for a throw for the home team. We've seen little bits of Jadon Sancho tonight where he's been more positive. So he hasn't really got electric pace, but what he has got is fantastic technical ability and the ability to get away from players just with the drop of the shoulder. That was a really good example of that.
Here's Nkunku, midway inside the Heidenheim half. Dewsbury Hall picks up possession down the left. Now Mudryk. Haven't seen too much of the Ukrainians so far. Nkunku trying to hold the ball up on the corner of the box. Challenge comes in from Maloney, the American. He punches the air as he wins his team a throw. And that throw-in will be taken by Omar Hakhtab Traore, the right full-back for Heidenheim. And ball given on halfway, so Chelsea have a free kick. A chance to get bodies forward once more. There's Cassidy inside the centre circle, picked up by Disasi and back to Tosin. Free transfer signing from Fulham in the summer. And again, they've gone direct to try and release Mudryk, who will get there inside the penalty area, trying to cut the cross back, and it was well defended by Traore. Slides in, diverts the ball away for a corner.
Well, they have been able to get in behind the Heidenheim defence fairly comfortably. And they've got plenty of pace at the top end of the pitch, and Mudryk is always going to be quick enough against his full-back. Traore does well, actually, to get himself back and make the challenge. It was a clever little effort from Mudryk to try and pull it back to Guiu. But that ball over the top and in behind the Heidenheim defence has really caused the home team problems.
Corner to be taken by Dewsbury Hall. Down the left-hand side, looks like one or two objects from the crowd may have been thrown onto the field as Dewsbury Hall lines up to deliver. There are half a dozen Chelsea players jostling for position inside the area. Goalless here on TalkSport 2. Dewsbury Hall to deliver a left-footed outswinger high into the air. Chelsea heads go up, but it's diverted only away from goal and then volley clear by Traore. Nkunku does well to win it back for Chelsea. And plays the ball a couple of yards to his left and Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Now Sancho takes over. Everybody bar the goalkeeper Jorgensen inside the Heidenheim half. Clever footwork from Vega to take a couple of Heidenheim players out of the game here, and then Mudryk goes down inside the penalty area, and the referee, I think, is going to show a yellow card for simulation, is he? Mudryk down holding his shin. My initial instinct, Matt Holland, was that Mudryk was looking for that and threw himself to the ground.
He was looking for it. Doesn't mean to say he wasn't caught. See it again. And the contact is minimal. Good 1-2 with Nkunku. Excellent pace, but he's thrown himself into the tackle, into the challenge.
It was Captain Mainka, I think, who probably would have the most to be concerned about. Frank Schmidt in conversation with the fourth official.
I think it's a good decision from the referee. I think he got it absolutely spot on. He was in a really good position to see it. He's given the goal kick, and it looks as though he's going to book Mykhailo Mudryk for simulation.
Well, Mudryk has stayed down, claiming an injury here, and I wonder if that may just have saved him from having his name taken.
Well, presumably they're having a look at it, having a check of it, but he touches the ball ahead of the skipper and then dives into the challenge, hoping that there's strong contact. The contact is minimal, and he's certainly looking to try and win a penalty.
We've got a stoppage in play here with 12 minutes to half remaining, 0-0. Spurs against Roma in the Europa League is our second commentary this season. That kicks off at 8 o'clock over on TalkSport at the same time. Also in the Europa League is Manchester United against Bodo Glimt. Oh, and the referee has been asked to come and look at the monitor. So clearly, VAR feel, Matt Holland, there was more contact than we did.
Well, the Heidenheim manager, Frank Schmidt, is waving his finger as if to say no chance. My view is not a penalty.
I agree.
I mean, I think he's looking for it. I think he jumps into the challenge. Mainka gets there, plants his foot.
I suppose he takes a risk with that right foot, doesn't he?
Look, he's giving the referee a decision to make, but I think the referee's in a really good position to see this incident.
Well,
I don't think it's a penalty.
This feels like a significant moment in the evening. 11 minutes the first half to play. The referee has seen 5 or 6 replays now.
It's an incident I'd like the referee to be strong and say no. My view is that it isn't a penalty.
Well, let's see what he's going to do. He's coming back on now, the referee, and he's said no penalty. Stands by the on-field decision. And I think he's made the right call.
Yeah, me too. I think it's absolutely right. I'd have been amazed if a penalty had been given.
But I was surprised because usually, certainly in the Premier League, when a referee gets called over to the monitor, usually they go with the VAR.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get overturned too often. You know, if you're thinking about it in the Premier League this season, I don't think it's been overturned once. When a referee's gone to the monitor, I don't think he's stayed with his decision. I think when VAR feels as though it should be overturned, they've generally gone with a VAR. So it's quite refreshing to see a referee, although told to go to the monitor, feel as though he got the right decision initially and stick with it.
Traore with a cross into the penalty area. It wasn't dealt with very well initially by the Chelsea defence, but the cross on the follow-up from Leao Cienza into the side netting. Certainly Frank Schmidt, the Heidenheim manager, feels like that was the correct call, that justice was done there. Chelsea have lost only one of their last 11 in the Premier League. Still going great guns in this competition as well. In fact, since the opening day of Manchester City in the Premier League, it's been largely serene for Enzo Maresca. 9 minutes the first half to play, 0-0. And the ball is given away clumsily by Tosin. That encourages Honsak to have a run at the Chelsea penalty area. Plays the ball out to his left-hand side, and Vanna who's already forced one good save from Jorgensen, dribbling, trying to get away from the white jerseys. Chelsea win it back, and here comes Nkunku now, leading the counter-attack. He can switch the play. They've got space to the left-hand side. He does that brilliantly. Dewsbury Hall out to Mudryk, who's going to be booed now every time he's on the ball, and he's given it away to Traore, and the ball is out for a Chelsea throw just inside the Heidenheim half, and it stays goalless.
Kaufman just about getting back to his feet. Went down under that challenge from Tosin a couple of minutes ago. Just caught one on the side of the face.
What will Enzo Maresca have made of the opening 37 minutes?
Well, I mean, it's a much changed Chelsea team. They knew, I think, coming into it, that this would be probably their most difficult test of the competition. The atmosphere's been red hot. I think his team can do things quicker. I think that'd be my initial assessment, really, of this first half. I think that they've maybe underestimated the opposition a tad. not done things quick enough.
Here's Sancho, trying to change that, finds Nkunku edge of the area. And Nkunku rolls it hit to his left and Dewsbury Hill. Now Mudryk going to cut in on that right foot, finds Nkunku again, dribbles away from a couple of challenges. He's trying to go all the way here, Nkunku. Good save with the legs of Muller again. As Nkunku just tried to slide the shot underneath the goalkeeper, he stands firm.
Oh, it's a moment of brilliance from Nkunku. Somehow, I'm not sure how, he went past 4 or 5 challenges inside the box. Great technique, great skill, great close control.
And the ball given away by Disassi, and they're trying to release Honsak on the counter. Pass is just too strong and picked up by Jorgensen. You're listening to Heidenheim against Chelsea in the Europa Conference League, live on TalkSport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, whatever the mission, home or away. Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day. Really good watch this, really competitive, probably more competitive than maybe we expected. Here's Sancho, trying to get away from his fullback, forward to Nkunku. Nkunku can't pick out Sancho with a return pass, but they're struggling to clear their lines here, Heidenheim, under immense pressure. Honsak back doing his defensive duty, prods it down the left-hand side to Sleven. And he's collected deep inside Chelsea territory by Tosin. First goal feels like a big one, Matt, doesn't it? If the home team get it, the roof will come off and Chelsea will be in for a real battle. If Chelsea score first, then maybe that will drain some of the confidence out of their hosts.
Yeah, I think Chelsea, you can see, are a far better technical team. Not saying that Heidenheim haven't got good players, they have. They've got some good players, but I think they're a team full of energy, full of heart, full of spirit. And that's something that Chelsea got to match. And maybe haven't quite matched it in the opening half. I think Heidenheim's energy has been difficult for Chelsea to deal with at times. And so I think they can do things a little bit quicker themselves. They perhaps underestimated the opposition, but it is a terrific atmosphere. I really enjoyed it. They've scored 16 goals in 3 games in this competition, Chelsea, but actually this has probably been the best watch of those 3 games because it's been competitive. They've been in a game.
Got Shamrock Rovers to come to Stamford Bridge in a couple of weeks' time, Chelsea. Massive occasion that for the visitors. And they should cruise into the round of 16. They should top the league phase, really. The ball is played forward, looking for Guayu, but the goalkeeper Muller slides out and collects on the edge of the penalty area. Still 0-0 with 5 minutes plus added time remaining at the end of this first half. Half in which both goalkeepers have been tested. Cercle Brugge take the lead against Hearts in the Conference League, 1-0 in that game. As Sleman brings it forward for Heidenheim. Those fans behind the goal still bouncing in unison. 0-0 would be a great result to take into half-time for the hosts. They too looking to maintain a perfect record in this competition this season. 3 wins from 3 before tonight as Mudryk has his heels clipped by Traore. And this time the yellow card does come out for the Heidenheim fullback.
Yeah, this time he was tripped as well. Wasn't looking at that one. Skipped past Traore. Great feet from Mykhailo Mudryk. Too good for the fullback, and then just got upended.
That could be a problem, couldn't it, for Traore for the second half. A long night maybe against Mykhailo Mudryk on a yellow card. Disassi with the ball forward into Guayu, who held it up well initially, and then he was brought down from behind. Free kick for Chelsea, and he's claiming there was a stamping motion there from Niklas Dorsch, the ex-Ghent midfielder.
Well, I think he just caught the back of his boot, and the boot came off. I don't think there was any intent in it, just getting really tight.
TNS who've had a good run in this competition so far, 1-0 down at home to Djurgården of Sweden. Goal just gone in there, still 0-0 in Germany. Heidenheim against Chelsea. Free kick for Chelsea, taken by Renato Vega, short to Disassi. Here's Sancho now, down the right wing. With 3 minutes to the half to go, Disassi has given it away to Honsak. And it's 3 against 5 here. Oh, Honsak ran straight into Tosin, and he clears it away left-footed. Didn't really make the most of that, and there have been times actually when all 3 of those Chelsea centre defenders have been guilty of being caught in possession and just putting themselves under pressure.
Yeah, I agree. That's been a problem for Chelsea, actually. They've been sloppy in possession of the back three.
There's Vega inside the penalty area. I'm not sure he wanted that from Jorgensen. He's got to wriggle away from a couple of Heidenheim players right in the centre of goal. Draws a foul from Kaufmann and much needed free kick for the visitors.
He's had a decent game, actually, Renato Vega. You know, left back out of possession, central midfield with it, but he looks so calm and composed on the ball. I think he's been one of Chelsea's better performers in this first half.
Here's Nkunku, who's had one big opportunity to add to his goal haul in the Conference League this season. Well saved by Muller. Nkunku into Disasi, up on the edge of the area, forward to Jadon Sancho. Right-hand side as we look. Can they get a goal before half-time, Chelsea? Guayu. Back to Tosin in midfield, and then Tosin gets the return pass from Badiashile. Nkunku in behind. Forced out wide, so crosses towards Guayu. Brilliant piece of defending by Siesleban with a header away. And now the ball is switched out to the right-hand side for Traore to stretch his legs. 90 seconds the first half to play. Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 0. Traore with a deep ball into the area, but straight into the arms of Jorgensen. Disappointing delivery with 4 players waiting for the cross, and now Chelsea can take advantage of the fact maybe that Heidenheim are committed bodies forward. Sancho in space down the right, into Nkunku. Gives it back to Jadon Sancho, but again they've slowed the game down to a walking pace here, Chelsea. That allows Heidenheim to get back in shape. Here's Vega, right in the centre of the Heidenheim half. Badiashile trying to slide it forward for Dewsbury Hall, but he can only give it away. Heidenheim urged forward again by the home supporters. Leao Cienza taken clean out by a clumsy challenge from Cassidy, and he will be the latest recipient of a yellow card.
It's probably a good free kick to give away, actually, because they've looked threatening, haven't they? They've defended in numbers, but when they can have the opportunity to break, they break quickly and they break in numbers. And they were at Chelsea's defence once again after another mistake at the back. I think it was Badiashile this time who gave the ball away.
That's been a criticism actually of Chelsea in the Premier League. As well as they've started the season, they are a team who do make defensive mistakes. They've given away an awful lot of penalties this season. They do always give the opposition a chance, and they're continuing that trend in Europe this evening. 2 added minutes, Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 0, and a free kick for the Bundesliga team. Yeah,
I think the key for Enzo Maresca is getting the balance right, isn't it? You know, obviously they've got so many good attacking players. You can't play them all.
Now Cienza with a delivery, not a great one, not a great clearance either by Tosin. So still Chelsea with defensive work to do. Dewsbury Hall wins it back on the edge of his own penalty area and clips it forward, looking for Guayu. He was barged over. So a free kick conceded by Toyerkov. In fact, by Dorsch with the arm in the back of Guayu. I think was happy to go down really because he didn't have too much in the way of support.
No, he didn't. Again, his movement was good though, and it's a good hold-up play really, getting his body in between the man and the ball, winning the front.
The 2 added minutes are up. In fact, there goes the whistle for half-time. Well, Chelsea certainly haven't had it all their own way tonight. The goalkeeper, Philip Jorgensen, has made one excellent save. Heidenheim could have been in front inside 2 minutes. Mikhail Kaufmann missing a gilt-edged opportunity after a free kick had picked him out on the edge of the 6-yard box. At the other end, Kevin Müller in the Heidenheim goal has been equal to the task, denying both Nkunku and Dewsbury Hall. Matt Holland, what do we make of the first half?
Well, Chelsea have been in control of possession. They've had opportunities, but so too have Heidenheim. They've tried to, I think, quieten the home crowd down. Haven't really managed it. They've got to half-time and they're still absolutely bouncing. I think Enzo Maresca, having made 10 changes, would have expected a little bit more from some of his fringe players. I think they could do things a little bit quicker. That'd be his biggest frustration. I think the fact that they've perhaps been caught in possession too much. Certainly the back three have given the ball away cheaply at the back. They need to move the ball quicker to try and disrupt the opposition. So they can certainly improve, Chelsea. It's been a test. They haven't played as well as he'd like them to have done, but this is a decent opposition, full of energy, full of heart, full of spirit, and a really good atmosphere. So good test for some of these fringe players who are not playing in the Premier League at the moment for Chelsea.
You're listening to Heidenheim against Chelsea in the Europa Conference League, live on TalkSport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has vans of all shapes and sizes, so if you've got a plan, we've got a van. What plan will Enzo Maresca come up with for the second half? Chelsea have had 64% possession, 10 goal attempts, but at the moment they haven't been able to find the breakthrough. Half-time in Germany, it's Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 0.
TalkSport 2, official broadcast partner of the Premier League and the EFL. Europa Conference League live on TalkSport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day.
And the impressive Ioniq 5N shows how far the brand has progressed.
Smart speaker. Search Hyundai.
Hyundai. Hairdressing salon, Didsbury.
No, Hyundai.
Hyundai. Abstract sculpture.
No, the car company.
Ah, you mean Hyundai, maker of the award-winning Ioniq 5N and the all-new Insta, their electric city car.
If you think you know our cars and how to say our name, where have you been?
Okay, search Hyundai.
It's the dawn of a new Hyundai.
Pleasing all at Christmas is quite the feat, but Lidl's festive spread makes dinner complete. Like a deluxe Scottish side of salmon for just $9.99, vegan Wellington only $4.99, and a large gammon joint just $4.49 per kilo. Have a magical Christmas with Lidl. Subject to availability, selected stores, GB only.
Black Friday deals are now on at Screwfix. Get huge discounts on a wide range of products. Save £60 on the DeWalt 18-volt brushless impact driver bare unit, now only $49.99. And Sight Quartz safety boots now half price at only $19.99. Also save £30 on the Turbo Gold trade pack, now only $19.99. For more Screwfix Black Friday deals, shop on the app, online and in store. Don't miss out. Deals end 2nd of December. Subject to availability. See screwfix.com for full T's and C's.
Tom bought an LG OLED TV from Currys. It has self-lit tech that gives perfect contrast, colour accuracy and detail. Ooh. Since, he's binged a new series, rewatched his favourite movies, watched his team play, and now he's typing in his Currys receipt number to claim his guaranteed cash reward between £50 and £100,000 when you buy any LG OLED TV. Everyone's a winner. Currys, beyond expectations. End 2nd of December, 100k prize available. Claim online with receipt after purchase. Terms apply.
The massive games.
And he scored!
From the superstar names.
The legend that is Danny Dyer.
Connected with the voices of the fans.
They're the best team in the world.
Drive on TalkSport with 3. Listen to Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent every Friday from 4 as they showcase a hat-trick of essential weekend fixtures, connecting you to 3 of the biggest matches from across the national leagues. The Big Football Network on TalkSport with 3. Football needs a big network. Keep connected to the team you love on 3.
And here they come. What a magnificent sight. Yes, it's live British horse racing on the radio, and TalkSport 2 have got it covered. Tomorrow afternoon from 1, TalkSport 2 will bring you full coverage and live race commentary of all the action. Direct from Newbury. Saddle up for live British horse racing on the radio. Download the TalkSport app and swipe left. Or ask your smart speaker to play TalkSport 2 to follow all the action. Tomorrow afternoon from 1 on TalkSport 2.
Passion, heartbreak, glory, despair, triumph.
Fantastic
strike. The Europa Conference League live
Brilliant reaction.
on TalkSport 2.
And Chelsea have got some defending to do here on the edge of the penalty area. That's a good save by the goalkeeper. Owen Kunku lets it run across his body and a chance for Guiu. Good save with the legs of Muller. Oh, lovely footwork. And the shot towards the near post by Van Aert is beaten away by Jorgensen. Another big chance for Heidenheim.
Well, it's a real glimpse of this young man's talent.
Cleared only as far as Dewsbury Hall, edge of the penalty, and left foot shot. Brilliant save by Kaufmann. Mudryk goes down inside the penalty area. Oh, and the referee has been asked to come and look at the monitor. And he's said no penalty. Stands by the on-field decision. And I think he's made the right call.
Yeah, me too. I think it's absolutely right. I'd have been amazed if the penalty had been given.
Finds Nkunku again. Dribbles away for a couple of challenges. He's trying to go all the way here, Nkunku. Good save with the legs of Muller again.
Oh, it's a moment of brilliance from Nkunku.
Half-time in Germany. It's Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 0. You are listening to Conference League Live on TalkSport 2. Second half commentary to come of Heidenheim against Chelsea. Let's take a look at some of the other big football stories of the day. Simon Jordan was on with Sam Matterface on TalkSport this morning to discuss the respective appointments of Frank Lampard at Coventry and Ruud van Nistelrooy at Leicester City.
You want everybody that takes on a job to be successful. And I hope that they are. I hope that Frank comes through. I made lots of supportive observations about him a few years ago. I don't think he's come up to those heights. He has an opportunity now to apply all the lessons that he's learnt, all the time that he'll have to think about the game, and now apply it, move past theory into practice, and let's see what he does. And the same with Ruud van Nistelrooy. It makes it an interesting dynamic. The Championship gets another manager. I never like it being about superstar managers. I like it being about capable managers, because you lose the distraction. It becomes, Frank Lampard's Coventry rather than Coventry with Frank Lampard, or Wayne Rooney's Plymouth rather than Plymouth with Wayne Rooney. But it's another narrative for the Championship, and of course,
sometimes those clubs appoint those managers because they want the attention.
Well,
because they want the attention that comes with it, that ends up generating.
Do you know what attention I always wanted as an owner? A winning football team.
Yeah.
Not a celebrity or famous.
But if the two go hand in hand, then great.
Well, they very rarely do, though. This is the challenge. There are exceptions. I accept that, and you can look at them and say, well, ultimately Zidane was a great player and become a great manager. Yeah, I mean, you've got great players at Real Madrid. It gives you a helping hand, doesn't it? So in this instance, good luck to them both. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Leicester, how those players that are unhappy, that are running around.
Well, okay, I might ask you about this, because you talked a bit there about the Leicester City players. Did you see this video of them in Copenhagen over the weekend?
Yeah.
Interestingly, apparently, Top, the owner, Srivhana Prapar, I can't say the Thai name, it's very difficult. I just call him Top, and I think that's what the players call him as well. It's understood that he went in
Jim
and had
Jim can pronounce it.
Kenny, well, yes, listen, he's a higher grade than I am. We've had reports that he had a summit with the players, and he underscored that he was really unhappy about that. Yeah. How would you have reacted as an owner, bearing in mind the news broke about Steve Cooper just after that? He felt that the players were partly responsible for Cooper's sacking because they hadn't performed. So, what would you have done?
Well, I always remember years ago when I bought Palace, and Neil Ruddock took all the players out after getting beat. I think we got beat by Pompey 3 or 4-0 or something. And we were in real trouble.
Probably great.
And the back page of the newspapers, all the back pages of Mail was Neil Ruddock in the Sanderson Hotel, one of the hotels, with the players singing "Going Down, Going Down." So I went ballistic. Of course, Neil painted a different picture, and it was nothing to do with any of that. It's a balancing act. You know, as an owner, that the players will have Christmas parties. You know it. You're involved in the process.
Would you have, as the owner, knowing that the news about Steve Cooper was about to come or had just come, cancelled that party at that moment or time, or said to the captain, be careful this weekend because,
I'm not going to give a tip-off. I'm going to fire the manager, am I? And I would know the news was coming because I was the person that was firing him. Look, they're two different things. The owner's made a decision to remove the manager. At the same time, if he wanted to remove the party, look, these parties are just optically what people want to make of them. They happen at all football clubs around the country, and there's always something that will bring some sort of contentious issue. It's not. I never worry about the optics of things. I never worry. I mean, obviously, I've seen the imagery of perhaps we miss you Enzo in the background.
Enzo,
and
I
stuff
miss
like
you.
that. You know, players are not always going to solve puzzles for you, and they're not always going to represent you the way
We
that you
don't
want.
really know who made that sign. It
Yeah,
could have
and
been anyone.
It's incidental. The owners made a decision to fire the manager. He is right that in part the players are responsible. The players are often the ones that get to sail off into the sunset with no accountability. If you get relegated, it's not their problem. They need to go somewhere else where they can be reflective of what they're really worth. And the only people that often have to stick around are the fans and the guys that write the checks. Everyone else disappears into the ether one way or t'other. I don't think it's massively important. I know that he's made a big deal out of the fact that he doesn't think it's a representation of the club that he wants. They're a family club with values that are that have a certain level. Might have wanted to have a word with Jamie Vardy about some of his wife's observations in the past, and if he thinks that's important. But the point is that the owners made a 4-act play out of it. I wouldn't have bothered. And I certainly wouldn't have bothered to such a point that it found its way into the media that I was irritated about it.
So that was Simon Jordan reacting to the news. Ruud van Nistelrooy is set to become the new Leicester City manager. Meanwhile, Mickey Gray joined breakfast this morning to give his views on what Van Nistelrooy's former club, Manchester United, need to do most in the upcoming January transfer window.
I think January can't come round quick enough for Amorim to maybe bring in a few new faces just to freshen things up. But there's no doubt about it, they certainly need a little bit more energy in that starting 11. Without a doubt, they need goals. I think that's priority number one, is to bring a striker in, whether it's somebody in on loan or somebody permanent, whether they've got the funds to do that, Manchester United, because of FFP. But absolutely, I think that's what everybody's expecting to see. He keeps talking about he's not had enough time on the training ground to maybe train the players and give them that hard work that they need. So it's all about match days, and they've got to come up with that extra 10 or 15%, certainly in this competition. But when you get back to domestic football as well.
You are listening to Conference League Live on TalkSport 2, half-time here, Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 0. We've got more live European football coming your way at 8 o'clock tonight over on TalkSport. Manchester United take on Bodo Glimt. Big game, isn't it, for Manchester United? Ruben Amorim's first home game in charge of the club, and they really need a win to get their European season off and running. Here on TalkSport 2, we'll have Tottenham against Roma. And we'll bring you team news from there very shortly. The teams are in from Old Trafford, and no surprise, Amorim has gone strong. Nana is the goalkeeper. De Ligt and Martinez alongside Mazraoui, it looks like, as a back three. Malacia, the lesser spotted Tyrell Malacia, is back in the side. So too is Anthony. Looks like they'll be the two wing backs tonight, with Ugarte in midfield alongside Bruno Fernandes, and then you've got Mason Mount and Garnacho in behind Rasmus Højlund in attack. Matt Holland, your views on that team?
Yeah, well, interesting. I mean, I think he'll play Bruno Fernandes possibly alongside Ugarte in midfield. Garnacho and Mount, I would imagine, will be in behind Højlund, and Anthony, I would imagine, will be at right wing back, should I say. That's where he's been placed in some of the training sessions, at right wing back. So Malacia left wing back and Anthony right wing back, with Garnacho and Mount in behind Højlund. That's what it looks like anyway. Pretty strong team.
Yeah, commentary of that game to come. Tottenham against Roma, as I say, here on TalkSport 2, where the two sets of players are just re-emerging. Doesn't look as if Chelsea are going to make any changes at half-time. What will the half-time message have been from Enzo Maresca?
Well, look, they've pretty much done this job already in the Conference League by the start that they've made. But he'll obviously want to win every single game in it. I think the message really is just to speed things up a little bit. Perhaps a little complacent in that first half. They had a lot of the ball, 65% of it. They had more shots than Heidenheim. Didn't take advantage of those. But I just think they can speed things up a little bit, because when they've done things quickly, they have really hurt the home team. And actually, they've hurt them by pace over the top as well. You know, runs in behind when Heidenheim are trying to press them, and they put the ball in over the top. Mudrik's pace has got in a couple of times, and Kunku's wriggled free a couple of times. Guiu as well has got himself in some really good positions. Went in behind that Heidenheim defence. I think the main message really for me would be just speed things up. Do it a fraction quicker.
Well, the Heidenheim players are the last to emerge from the tunnel. 0-0 here in Germany. Chelsea's 100% record in the Conference League is under threat. They did have chances in that first half, couldn't find a way past the Heidenheim goalkeeper Kevin Müller. Doesn't look as if the home team are going to go to their bench at this stage either. Big smiles on the faces of Leao Cienza and Mateus Honzak, I should say, the two wide players. Of course, Chelsea, all kinds of problems in that first half. Philip Jorgensen certainly wasn't a spectator. And the Heidenheim manager, Frank Schmidt, has just passed on some final instructions. In fact, the Chelsea players, Matt, yet to come back out yet. It's a cold night in Germany. Maybe they're just keeping warm for a bit longer. Yeah, well, it only takes one or two not to be quite ready. And it just delays the restart. But they're making their way out now, as you can tell by the cheers. Yeah, most of those reserved for Mykhailo Mudryk, who, well, tried to win a penalty in the first half. The referee did have a look at the television review, decided to stick with his on-field decision. A reminder of the Chelsea lineup for this second half, same as that started the game. Jorgensen, the goalkeeper, a back four of Disasi, Badiashile, Tosin and Vega, Sancho and Mudryk, the wide players, with Cassidy and Dewsbury Hall in midfield, and then Nkunku and Guiu in attack. It's one of those where, a bit like Fulham, when they have to come out at one side, the dugout's at the opposite side of the pitch. Maresca's now making his way across the pitch to get to the dugout, so that just delays the start even further. Yeah, and actually, if you look at the stand on the far side, that's sparsely populated. A lot of the fans are delaying their return to their seats as well. Enjoying the hospitality, Crookie. Absolutely. We all do a bit of that from time to time. Speak for yourself. Back underway in this second half. 0-0 the score. Heidenheim all in red, shooting from left to right. Chelsea in their sort of beige away strip, shooting from right to left this second half. Is that what it is? See, I'm slightly colourblind. Off-white, didn't I, I'm slightly colourblind, so I've got no idea. Well, Chelsea have been caught colourblind here because they've given the ball away on the edge of the area, and Kaufmann has sent a looping shot into the arms of Jorgensen. Yeah, slight deflection, took the pace off the shot, made it easier for the goalkeeper, who's made a couple of good saves actually in that first half. Number one's jersey could be up for grabs actually at Chelsea, so if he puts in a good performance, you never know. Yeah, Robert Sanchez on the bench tonight, the Premier League number one. Here is Badiashile over halfway, plays it out to the left-hand side, and Mudryk given away by him. And then the ball steered up towards the halfway line, intercepted by Badiashile. A nervous performance from Benoit Badiashile, the only survivor from that 2-1 win at Leicester in the Premier League at the weekend. Back three have all looked nervous on the ball. Disasi forward to Guiu, feels he was foul from behind, referee said no, and Heidenheim with the opportunity to come forward, and that was a foul by Disasi on the lively Honzak. Just hesitant in possession, Chelsea. Disasi on that occasion going into a challenge, a tackle that he was never going to win. But they have been a little bit hesitant in possession of the ball. 2 minutes the second half gone, 0-0 in Germany. Manchester United underway in a little over an hour against Bodo Glimt over on TalkSport. Tottenham against Roma to come. We'll get team news from there very shortly. As Jorgensen, all in aqua blue, the Chelsea goalkeeper plays it into midfield. Here's Badiashile. Again, the tempo of Chelsea's play is just a bit too laboured at times. It makes it comfortable for Heidenheim to get back in their shape. I have to think you do need to give Heidenheim credit as well, though. The way they've worked, they're playing at such a tempo with so much energy. You know, when they get half a sniff, they do press, and they press together. They're a good unit. So it hasn't necessarily been easy for Chelsea to try and play through this Heidenheim side. Here's Keelan Dewsbury Hall, pint-sized former Leicester player, out to Sancho, getting vital minutes under his belt. Dewsbury Hall has stayed out wide, crosses into the penalty, a good ball in towards Guiu, well defended by Meinkat. And now Heidenheim with a chance to break after, once again, Tosin had been caught in possession. He went it back inside his own half and immediately rolls it forward to Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall looking for Guiu. Important touch again there from the sliding Meinkat. to clear the ball away, 0-0.
It might not quite have happened for him in the penalty box, Guiu, but I'll tell you what, his movement has been really good. He's only 18 years of age, you've got to remember that. He's still a baby, still learning the game, and he's going to improve.
Badiashile forward towards Dewsbury Hall, cleared once more by the Heidenheim defence, and here is Leao Cienza, race for pace with Badiashile. Badiashile gets there first. It's a strong-looking Spurs team that been sent out the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to take on Roma. Big game in the Europa League following us here. Details of that shortly. Here's Dewsbury Hall, right corner of the penalty area. Now Sancho. Sancho cuts the ball back for Disasi to cross deep into the area. Only headed away as far as Cassidy, and Nkunku rolls it first time into Badiashile. Vega trying to flick the ball Rabona style into the area. It's carried clear by Vanna and then well won back by the determined Nkunku. Got to say his work rate's been really impressive, both the front two actually, Nkunku and Guiu. Given away by Cassidy. Here's Kaufman now, running at the Chelsea defence. He's got Cienza to his right. Chance maybe to get across into the area, blocked by Badiashile, and Vega wins it back. And here's Mudryk now, deep inside Chelsea territory. Goalless 5 minutes into the second half.
I know you said given away by Cassidy, but actually it was a really poor ball into him again from Tosin. Put him in trouble.
It's back three, haven't covered themselves in glory, certainly in possession. Dewsbury Hall has been bundled over. Free kick for Chelsea on the edge of the area. 4 changes for Spurs from that 4-0 when it's City in the Premier League. Forced to replace the injured Vicario in goal. Gray, Bentancur and Johnson also come in. Out go Udogie, Maddison and Basuma.
Strong team.
Yeah, both Solanke and Son in the starting 11 tonight. Probably a reflection of the task that Postecoglou feels his side face. Chelsea still with work to do here at 0-0. Here's Dewsbury Hall though, picking the pocket of Honza into the area. Sancho with a chance to cut it back towards Nkunku! And Chelsea take the lead. And it's that man again, Christopher Nkunku, who can't stop scoring in Europe. It's his 11th of the season. It's a really cool finish after the cutback from Dewsbury Hall. One touch to get it out from under his feet, the second to turn it into the far corner. Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 1.
Well, I was just about to say, how long can Heidenheim keep up this tempo? I think it's going to be really difficult against a Chelsea team who are dominating the ball. Chelsea win it back high up. Sancho does really well to pick out Nkunku, who's got the composure to take a really good first touch and guide it past Muller in the Heidenheim goal. Instead of Chelsea can step it up in this second half. They should win this game. And it's a perfect start to the second half from them. And as you quite rightly say, that man, Nkunku, back on German soil, finding the back of the net with regularity in this competition, does so again.
Yeah, good work from Sancho in the build-up, but a really good finish from Nkunku. 7 in 6 now in Europe for the Frenchman. And here's Guiu. And you wonder now, might the floodgates open again for Chelsea?
Well, giving it away straight from kick-off. Heidenheim, rocked by that Nkunku goal. Another cheap giveaway. Guiu on his way through, just ricocheted off his knee in the end, and it goes for a goal kick, but Chelsea got their tails up.
Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 1. The perfect start to the second half for Enzo Maresca's side. Looking to make it 4 in 4 in the Conference League. And this is certainly the sternest test they've faced so far. Here's Leao Cienza, deep cross into the penalty, a good header away by Disasi under pressure, and here's Dewsbury Hall for Chelsea. Sancho now, another assist for him, 4 of those on the board since joining from Manchester United in the summer. Wasn't the perfect ball into Nkunku, was it?
No, look, he didn't have a lot of area to aim at, in fairness to him. You know, he looked up, saw Nkunku. You'd say it was probably a little higher than Nkunku would have expected it to come at him, rather than just played along the ground, but his first touch was absolutely perfect, and the second even better to guide it past Muller. Really composed finish.
Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 1. Home fans still in good voice. Here's Renato Vega. You wonder if more gaps will begin to appear now as the German side tire in the second half as well.
Yeah,
I think they have to go chasing the game, aren't they?
Yeah, that was my point really. They put so much into that first half. I said they've been playing with plenty of energy and tried to close Chelsea down, but the longer the game goes on, the more and more tired they're going to become, and there should be more and more space for Chelsea to exploit.
Goalkeeper Jorgensen has the ball at his feet inside the area, away to our right. Chelsea now attacking the end of the ground where the travelling fans are situated.
He's got 11 goals this season, Nkunku.
And he's barely kicked a ball in the Premier League. Amazing, really. They've got João Felix on the bench, who cost 45 million quid as well. And here's Dewsbury Hall, who didn't come that cheaply from Leicester. I guess when you spent £1 billion on your squad, you should have plenty in reserve. Here's Vega.
Yeah, you wouldn't want a certain Alex Crook coming off the bench, would you, for that money?
I can't even argue with that. Mudryk goes down again under a challenge. Referee has a good view and again opts to play on. Here is Cienzo. I think he's done well, the Brazilian. Both wide players have done well, but just ran into a bit of a cul-de-sac there, and the ball is out for a throw. We're going to see the first changes of the night from Heidenheim. Jan Schopner is about to come on. He came off the bench to score in victory at Hearts a couple of weeks ago. And Sir Lord Conte, great name that is also about to be introduced. I think you should have been called Sir Lord Holland rather than Matt.
What a name that is.
11 minutes gone in the second half. Chelsea a goal to the good here and looking comfortable. Here's Vega. Ball in towards Dewsbury. Hall couldn't take it in his stride, but to be fair, he's chested it into the path of Sancho. Sancho into the penalty area, looking to get a shot away. Cuts it back for Guiu. They just can't bundle it over the line. And in the end, Chelsea have to settle for the corner.
More incisive play on the counter from Chelsea. Moving it really sharply. Excellent run from deep from Dewsbury Hall. That is a run that has caused Heidenheim so many problems. That run from deep in behind. Dewsbury Hall was in so much space in the middle of the goal.
Well, Matthias Honsak is one of the players making way. Had a decent first half. As Conte comes on. And also a change in midfield where Nicholas Dorsch has been replaced by Schopner. So double alteration from Frank Schmidt. No wins in the last 7 in Germany, remember, and looks like that poor domestic form may continue, albeit against the high calibre of opponent they've faced so far in Europe this season. But here's Conte straight away, looking to get involved. He cuts it back for Kaufmann. I don't think Kaufmann knew that there was a Chelsea player in Cassidy coming back to nick the ball off his toe. In the end, when the shot is fired in low from the edge of the area by Cienzo, it's an easy save down to his right.
Yeah, Disasi caught out
by Jorgensen.
And a space opened up down that left-hand side. Kaufmann just didn't expect anybody near him. He actually didn't have time to have a touch. He needed to hit that first time. By having a touch, it gave Chelsea the opportunity to nick the ball off him.
Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 1. Dewsbury Hall skips away from a challenge, then plays the ball out to Sancho. Right wing position, level with the penalty area. And Nkunku again has peeled away in space. It's a deep delivery this time towards Mudryk at the far post, and actually the cross ends up on the roof of the net and behind for a goal kick.
Really unlucky that from Jadon Sancho. The way he worked the angle and then lifted the ball to the far post. It just went out, but Vega was in the centre of the box waiting for it to nod in from a yard out.
Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 1. Our coverage brought to you in association with TNT Sports, your home of European football. 2 more commentaries still to come. Spurs Roma here on TalkSport 2, Man United, Bodo Glimt on TalkSport. And Nkunku looking for Guiu. Pass was slightly too far in front of the Spaniard, and Heidenheim able to clear their lines with Sier Slemen. Might still need a second, Chelsea, because they still look dangerous on the counter, Heidenheim. Flares have gone up behind the goal. Traore crosses into the penalty area, blocked by Vega. Loose ball falls kindly for Vanna. Might get a shot away, Vanna, and it's well blocked by Vega again inside the area.
I like the look of Vanna. really technically gifted player. The way he just drops a shoulder and gets away from people. Ball looks like it's tied to his shoelaces. He's neat, close control.
Here's Mykhailo Mudryk back facing his own goal, so into the path of Badiashile. Jorgensen, neat little drop of the shoulder. Tricks his way away from Cienza. He's forward to Dewsbury Hall on that right-hand side. He slipped. Still manages to find Disassi. Dewsbury Hall has stayed down. But Chelsea are on the attack here, so the referee won't stop play. Disassi powerfully forward into the feet of Nkunku. Now Mudryk. Mudryk with a chance to run at Traore. Comes infield, slaloms away from the defender. Into the penalty area. Great footwork from Mudryk. Cuts it back. It's behind Guiu. Would have been a brilliant assist, but Heidenheim get it clear.
Oh, it's brilliant from Mudryk. Really is. That's positive from him. Utilising his pace, and he got himself into a really good area, and actually the ball into the area was a good one as well. I think Nkunku will look back at that and think he should have actually been in that position.
Well, here's a chance for Cienza at the other end. 5 yards outside the penalty area. Traore's in acres of space to his right. Not sure where the left back was. Crossed along the 6-yard line, straight into the arms of Jorgensen. Chelsea were asleep.
Good response from the home team actually to go in a goal behind. It's become more of a basketball game because now they've had to open up a little bit more. They've had to try and attack Chelsea. It's meant that they've given up opportunities at their end, but also created some at the other. So it's really opened up the match in the last 5-10 minutes or so as João Felix is getting himself ready to come on.
Yeah, not a bad player to have to come off the bench in these circumstances. Here's Guiu dropping deep to the halfway line, just the ball out to Mudryk. Now Vega, rather switched off in that last Heidenheim attack. Chelsea a goal up with an hour played in Germany. As it stands, they'll be going top of the Conference League once again with 12 points from 4 matches played. 17 goals in the goals for column now.
I'd like to think that Renato Vega is known as Suzanne in the dressing room, but I think that a lot of the Chelsea players will know who Suzanne Vega is.
Here is Cassidy dinking the ball up to the halfway line, but intercepted by Toyakov, the fullback. You feel there could be a goal in this for Heidenheim as Nkunku upends Cienza. He gesticulates that Cienza made the most of it, but it is a Heidenheim free kick.
Oh, the game's not done dusted by any stretch of the imagination. They're having a real go. They get themselves in some decent positions. I've got to say though, Jorgensen in the Chelsea goal has performed well, hasn't he? He's dealt with pretty much everything that's come his way well.
Guiu's night is over. On comes João Felix. 5 goals in 4 Conference League games for him this season. A couple of braces along the way.
I think Guiu did pretty well up top. Young boy learning the game. His hold-up play has been good. He's got himself in some decent positions. Could have got himself on the score sheet. Maybe rushed things in the final third a little bit, but decent performance. He can be pretty pleased with his hour.
Free kick here for Heidenheim in a dangerous position. Chance to just chip the ball into the penalty area. Now Cienza looks to do that towards the far post. Oh, big chance again from the set piece. They've had a couple of gilt-edged opportunities. It was Maloney this time who found himself free at the far post. He may have been in an offside position, but he didn't strike it cleanly and pokes it wide anyway.
Yeah, he may have been. But actually, set pieces have been their biggest threat, haven't they? Chelsea not tight enough. A couple of times that they've nearly exploited that.
Oh, the goalkeeper Jorgensen there just took too long playing the ball out for defence. Kaufmann blocks it, then slides to keep it in play, and it's chipped towards the far corner. It wasn't too far away. The goalkeeper scrambling. Final effort was from Leao Cienza, but it all came from Jorgensen not being switched on as Badiashile played the ball back to him. His clearance hits Kaufmann. I think Disassi then thought the ball was going to go out of play. Kaufmann slid, kept it in, and then the shot curled just wide.
Well, I've got to be honest, I blame the back three again more than I do the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's not actually looking. He's still trying to direct people and put people into position when Badiashile plays in the ball. Wasn't on to play it.
Dewsbury Hall into Sancho. Chelsea leading 1-0. Sancho into the penalty area, looking for Nkunku. Only cleared back to Sancho, but he's got a crowd of red shirts around him. Still keeps the ball, but he's been forced into a wide area, Sancho, and can't get the cross in at this moment. Back to Dewsbury Hall again. Well defended that from Heidenheim. They've gone all the way back. Chelsea to halfway. 1-0 they lead. Tosin down the right-hand side to Sancho. This game's still on a knife edge. Certainly a lot closer than many would have anticipated, given Chelsea's incredible goal haul so far in the Conference League. They have a decent record in Germany as well. Lost only 7 of their previous 25 matches against German opponents. Here's Nkunku running into the penalty area. Showed a bit too much of it to Traore, and it's cleared to Vega on the edge of the box. João Felix can't get the ball out from under his toes, but he has won a corner.
Oh, another opportunity for Chelsea. That ball in behind the Heidenheim defence. They've looked square at times, not dealt with that ball over the top. I think it was Disasi actually who played the ball through to Nkunku initially, but that's been the big threat on the Heidenheim goal. That ball in behind that flat-looking Heidenheim defence.
25 minutes to play here. It's Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 1. Corner to be played in from the left-hand side. Short one taken by Dewsbury Hall to the Chelsea goal scorer Nkunku. Here's Dewsbury Hall again. He's going to cross towards the far post. Not a bad delivery, but defended well by Maloney. Had that big chance at the other end to make it 1-1 that he couldn't take, and Chelsea have a throw down by the corner flag. Next goal's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah. He looks, looking at the bench actually, Enzo Maresca looks pretty relaxed. Looks quite cold, but he looks pretty relaxed. His team are a goal ahead, and at the moment in control of the Europa Conference League, going back to the top of the table.
You're listening to Heidenheim against Chelsea in the Europa Conference League, live on TalkSport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day.
In some atmosphere inside the stadium, the home fans done everything possible to get behind their side and lift them.
Reminds me a little bit, 16 years ago yesterday, I was at Fratton Park. Portsmouth played AC Milan in the Europa League. Bit bigger, Fratton Park, not much bigger. 2-2 draw in the end. Milan were 2-0 down, needed goals from Ronaldinho and Inzaghi to get them back in it, and the noise level was pretty similar to this one.
22 years ago, he was playing against Inter Milan in the UEFA Cup.
There you go. With Fridi George?
Fridi George would have been playing.
Here's Nkunku. Deep cross to the far post. Chance for Mudryk to double the lead. He got underneath the header, and in the end, he nods the ball into the back of Traore. That was a chance, man.
It was a chance. Good defending by Traore in the end, actually. Stuck with Mudryk all the way. Deep ball into the far post. He rose well, actually, Mykhailo Mudryk, and he heads it onto the back of Traore. I think they're just holding play because they're having a little check for handball, but
it's on the shoulder, wasn't it?
There's no way you can give handball for that. He's got his back to play, and it hits him from about a yard away.
Well, the check is over pretty quickly. Chelsea 1-0 up. Here's João Felix.
Although in Europe, I'm not sure what is a handball and what isn't.
No,
I don't know what it is in the Premier League, if I'm honest.
You certainly get softer ones in Europe. Here's chance here for Kaufmann, crossing for the right-hand side, blocked by the hard-working Cassidy. It's going to be a corner for Heidenheim, and these have been the situations where they've looked the most likely to get on the score sheet. As the home fans again are all bouncing about behind the goal. Double change in the offing here. Traore is the first to be replaced for Beck. So change of right back. We're going to see Brunig come on as well, replacing Maloney in midfield. So 4 alterations now. Maximilian Brunig scored 5 goals this season, so he will pose a goal threat from midfield. No sign of any more Chelsea changes at the moment. Not often you see managers make changes at set pieces. In comes the corner, headed away by Tosin. Follow-up effort by Beck, having just come on, is blocked, and then Disasi with some defending to do, under pressure, just slices his clearance out of play for a Heidenheim throw. 1-0 Chelsea. We got 22 minutes plus stoppage time to go on TalkSport 2.
Well, the belief is still there from the home team.
Certainly is. Maybe they can pick their way through here. Beck on the edge of the penalty area. Oh, he has slid it through, and it's a brilliant save. Vanna one-on-one, turned away by Jorgensen, who spread himself, and then Jorgensen gets a fingertip stop to the follow-up effort as well. But the first save to keep out Vanna was extraordinary.
What a save. Well, I've waxed lyrical about the goalkeeper, Philip Jorgensen's performance tonight. He really has been excellent. He's made some big, big saves. None better than this one from Vanna, who's gone through twice now, 1v1, and not been able to beat Jorgensen. The first one, I think, was perhaps a better chance, but this one, he's only about, 10 yards out? Jorgensen comes out, keeps himself big, and makes a really big save for Chelsea. Vanna is a technically gifted player, really impressed me this evening, but the 2 times that he's got in, he should have done better.
I don't think you can quite believe he's missed it, looking at his facial expression.
It's only thanks to Philip Jorgensen in the Chelsea goal that Chelsea are still ahead in this game.
And it was Leao Cienza with a follow-up effort that again needed pushing wide of the bottom corner.
Yeah.
Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 1, but Chelsea are rocking a bit. This place is rocking.
It certainly is. I mean, behind the goal that Jorgensen's defending, the noise is absolutely incredible.
Long ball forward by the goalkeeper. Picked up in the centre circle by Dewsbury Hall. Flicked out to Felix, who can't bring the ball down. And Heidenheim in possession again. They're having to ride a bit of a red storm here. Chelsea, and here's Kaufman driving towards the penalty area. Was he tripped by Dewsbury Hall? The referee was going to play an advantage. And then I think actually he's given the foul Chelsea's way.
Yeah, I can understand that as well. Kaufman on the stretch. He just catches Dewsbury Hall and brings him down. Great work actually from the Chelsea midfielder to get himself back. Kaufman looks tired. He looks really tired. I think he's got cramp actually. He's put a line to it.
Frank Schmidt has been shown a yellow card for his protests.
He's had a strange old night, Frank Schmidt.
He's headbutted the dugout.
I was about to say, he wasn't happy with the dugout at all.
They're quite low actually, the ceiling, isn't it?
Well, they're low, but there's a Europa Conference League sign that's obviously been added to the dugouts, which he isn't used to having there. And as he came out of it in the first half, he didn't half bang his head on it.
He's in conversation now with the 4th official, the Heidenheim manager, his side trailing by a goal to nil. We've got 19 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Chelsea haven't got this one won yet. Here's Beck. He's made a real impact since coming on. Oh, and the low ball towards the bottom corner. I think the offside flag was up anyway.
Yeah, ball needed to come to him earlier. Traore's run. He's probably 2 or 3 yards offside by the time that Beck played him the ball. But they've come to life, Heidenheim.
They certainly have. Enzo Maresca just doing a bit of reorganising, the Chelsea manager.
Yeah, I wonder if he just says to Vega now, just stay in at left back now. Just stay in that position.
Do you think he would have expected a more comfortable night?
No, I don't think so. I think he was well aware of what he was coming into. I think he's got the luxury of being able to make these changes simply because of the fact that they've won the first 3 games. But I think this was always going to be the toughest of the 6 matches that they've got in this competition.
4 wins from 4, they're pretty much there, aren't they, in terms of the top 8. One more win would certainly do it. Here's Kaufman though, ball into the area, steered away by Badiashile. Sancho collects it and may be able to counter here. He's got 3 Chelsea players ahead of him. Sancho switches the play out to Mudryk on the left-hand side. Felix and Nkunku in the centre. Sancho joining. Mudryk with a couple of step-overs in the penalty area. Looks to get away from Conte, pulls it back towards Nkunku. Stolen off his toe by Mindcap.
Doesn't look comfortable there on Nkunku. Looks like he may have gone down with a slight injury actually when that ball came to him.
That would be a concern. Head of Villa in the Premier League at the weekend. He's next in line, isn't he, really, with Nicholas Jackson making that number 9 spot his own. Scored a lot of goals this season, Jackson. 17 minutes to play. Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 1 on TalkSport 2. Chelsea closing in on 4 wins from 4 in the Conference League. But the home crowd not giving up just yet. Heidenheim have possession inside their own half. Kaufman wants the ball played forward. It's out this right-hand side and Conte. Maybe a handball in there as it's cleared away by Chelsea, but only to Beck in the right wing position. I've been impressed with him in the last few minutes since coming off the bench.
Subs made a difference, really lifted the home team.
Conte into the penalty area. Kaufman with a chance to cut it back. Vega calmly done inside his own box. In fact, very calmly played out of trouble there, Chelsea. And Felix into Nkunku. He timed his run. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Nkunku with an effort. Saved by Muller. And he immediately signals to the bench. He didn't look at all comfortable, did he? He wasn't running at full belt there, Nkunku, and couldn't really get the required power in the shot to beat the keeper.
He didn't, but what a goal that would have been for Chelsea. It was one of the best goals of the season. The way they played out from the back, 3 or 4 passes inside their own box before eventually Nkunku gets released. And it's another big save from the goalkeeper, Muller. Talked about Jorgensen keeping Chelsea in it at the other end. Well, Muller's just done the same for his side. Big save, one-on-one with Nkunku, who's gingerly getting back to his feet. He's taken a knock. He'd taken that knock a few minutes ago, hadn't he? I said he went down and looked like he picked up a slight injury. He's back on his feet now, but doesn't look overly comfortable. I'll tell you what a move from Chelsea though. 1, 2, 3 passes inside their own box before eventually João Felix releases Nkunku with a terrific ball. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Instead of just finding the bottom corner, he finds Muller's right leg.
Well, it will be a corner, and Nkunku is making his way off. I think his night is over, and that is a concern because he missed a lot of last season out injured, didn't he?
Yeah. He's taken his gloves off. I think that's it. Night over for him. And Chukwuemeka's coming on.
Chukwuemeka coming on. Yeah, I mentioned that he's been a bit frustrated about his lack of game time. The £20 million signing from Aston, but a different type of player to Nkunku.
Well, Dewsbury Hall may well go in that position, and Chukwuemeka a little bit deeper.
Deep delivery with the corner, headed up but not really away. Chukwuemeka trying to get involved straight away, but Heidenheim with the opportunity to counter. Trailing by a goal to 0, but still 15 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Badiashile back to his goalkeeper, then chested down by Cassidy into Dewsbury Hall. This is where the professionalism kicks in from a Chelsea perspective. Just try and keep possession, take the sting out of the Heidenheim attack.
Well, it's not easy. I mean, the home team are doing everything they can to get themselves back into it. They're playing at such a tempo that it's really hard for Chelsea to get a grip of the game. Second goal, you would imagine, would kill it off, but it's certainly not done and dusted, and they're having to really fight for this Chelsea.
14 to play. Plus what, probably about 4 or 5 added on at the end of the 90, you'd have thought. Before we switch our attentions to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs at home to Roma in the Europa League. Chukwuemeka is dispossessed by Schopner. Now Beck takes over, level with the 18-yard line down the right-hand side. Chelsea still leading courtesy of that Nkunku goal early in the second half. Neat finish from Jadon Sancho's pullback. Ball over the top, it's headed away by Mudryk. And then Conte can't keep it in place, so it's going to be a throw-in for Chelsea in front of the home dugout. Cue another change, Benedict Gimba is coming on for his European debut for Heidenheim. Kaufman replaced. Had a couple of opportunities, didn't he, Kaufman, that he couldn't take.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's put a shift in though. Up top, against those 3 centre-backs of Chelsea, he really has worked incredibly hard. I'll tell you who else has worked hard, Mykhailo Mudryk. Often criticised that he doesn't necessarily do the defensive side of the game. I said in the first half that he was very happy to get himself back into a shape, make it a back 6 at times. He's just tracked Traoré all the way back and won a header and won the ball back for his side. He's putting a shift tonight.
I think if nothing else, even if they lose this game, I think it will give Heidenheim confidence that after the start they've made, they certainly are more than capable of getting one of those top 8 places and going straight into the round of 16. They won't face a stiffer test, will they, for the rest of the league phase? And actually, I said maybe they would tire after conceding the goal. They haven't. They've had a new burst of energy.
Well, subs as well. Made all 5 substitutions.
Cross into the area. Big opportunity. And the equaliser. But the flag goes up. And Chelsea have a huge let-off. It was Max Bruning with the header. VAR will take a look at it.
Yeah.
He is offside.
Yeah.
And he didn't need to be, did he? It's a great ball in by the Brazilian.
No, Disasi stepped up. He was aware of the situation, knew that Bruning had just strayed in an offside position. Chelsea again holding their line right on the edge of the box. Bruning makes his run a fraction too early. That was the moment Heidenheim thought they were level. The flares went up again, only to be denied by the offside flag.
11 minutes to play. It's Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 1. Hearts have got a penalty, a chance to equalise away from home against Cercle Brugge. Hearts beaten by Chelsea's opponents tonight, Heidenheim, in the last match week. Chelsea leading here, and they've missed the penalty. Still 1-0. Big games across Europe tonight. We have you covered on the TalkSport network. Manchester United, Bodo Glimt on TalkSport at 8 o'clock. Tottenham Roma here on 2. As Sancho looks for Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall with a chance to finish it off. One-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he's put a tame shot straight into the keeper's legs. Big chance.
Well, I mean, this game could be anything. The two goalkeepers,
3-all already.
The two goalkeepers have been absolutely magnificent. Again, Dewsbury Hall, that run from deep. How many times have Chelsea managed to get in behind that Heidenheim defence? I'm not sure why a goal kick's now been given, but
maybe it was an offside flag up against Dewsbury Hall. He didn't look offside,
did he? 2 or 3 yards onside. He'd run from deep and made that run into the gap. It's a brilliant save from Muller. Muller and Jurgensen have made some unbelievable saves in goal for the two respective sides.
You're listening to Heidenheim against Chelsea in the Europa Conference League, live on TalkSport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, whatever the mission, home or away. Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day. Here's Beck on the edge of the area. Chelsea have got to see this out in the last 10 minutes. Deep cross. Oh, big chance, and he's hit it straight at the goalkeeper this time, Bruning. And again, he's offside.
Yeah.
Left foot volley with a cross played in from the left.
Do you know, Chelsea have been really good at holding that line. They're just using the 18-yard line as their guide, sticking to it, and as a line of 4, they all stayed up, which allowed Bruning to run into that offside position.
Well, the goalkeeper Jorgensen has just been booked for time wasting. That tells you that Chelsea are under a bit of pressure here late in the game.
Yeah, and they've had a few warning signs, hasn't they? They've had a goal disallowed. They've had another opportunity for Bruning.
They keep giving the ball away. Felix has given it away this time. The pass for Bruning is overhit and cleared by Tosin. He's coming straight back again, and the shot from the edge of the area from Vanna straight into the arms of Jorgensen. 1-0 Chelsea.
That's something you learn, decision making around a penalty box, and Vanna there from 25-30 yards. He's taking on an effort when others are better placed. Something you learn as you get older and more experienced.
It's all Heidenheim at the moment, but you feel that might just open opportunities up on the counter-attack as they commit more bodies forward in search of this equaliser, trailing by a goal to 0 with 8 to play. Ball back on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area, smashed upfield by Tosin. Plucked from the sky now by Badia Shield, and that's a dreadful pass. Looking for Mudryk presumably, but he knocked it straight out for a throw.
They've been so sloppy in possession at the back, Chelsea. Put themselves into trouble so many times.
Well, I mentioned on the TalkSport notebook this week, they're looking at maybe bringing Mark Gay back to the football club at the end of the season, and perhaps you can see why. I think it is an area at the heart of that defence that needs improvement.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Look, Fofana, Colwell, both not involved this evening. Colwell's on the bench, but not involved this evening. There's players there that obviously will come into the starting 11 at the weekend.
Here's Sancho. Got the ball from Chukwuemeka. Plays it forward into the penalty area. Dewsbury Hall. Little backhill to Sancho. Sancho's shot blocked behind for a Chelsea corner. 1-0 they lead.
There's so much quality in this Chelsea lineup that when they go forward, they look like they're going to score every single time they do so. But Heidenheim deserve a lot of credit for the way they've gone about their business tonight.
Jadon Sancho in no hurry to take the corner. You can hear the Wolf whistles for the home fans. The referee just pointing to his watch to say, I'm going to add this time on. I wonder if Sancho there was just feeling his groin as he walked away from the corner. Dewsbury Hall to take it. Chelsea still an Nkunku goal to the good. Dewsbury Hall with the delivery. Right-hand side. It's going to be a left-footed in-swing out. Plenty of height in that Chelsea attack, but it's straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, Muller. And he bowls it out to the left-hand side. Vega manhandling Cienza. That's an easy yellow card.
Yeah. Good free kick to give away. I mean, that's what we've talked about quite a bit actually throughout the game. The game management, game understanding, and there's been a couple of times that Heidenheim have been on the counter and Chelsea have given tactical fouls away. That's another occasion, and Vega picks up a yellow.
I think in many ways they'll get more out of this Chelsea, won't they, than beating Noah 8-0.
Exactly, that's what I said. This is a much better test for them. These fringe players not had too many minutes and would like to have played more. Well, they're physically getting tested now.
Free kick into the area, headed away by Chapelmaker, and Mudryk comes into a central position, glides away from not one but two Heidenheim players, and then he was being held, so it's a yellow card to one of the home players this time.
Yeah.
I think it was
Schopner, I think.
Yeah, Schopner, the fullback.
Yeah.
For him.
He was struggling to get back, wasn't he? Mudryk was far too quick for him.
Renato Vega to take the free kick. Chelsea a goal up. Scored by Nkunku early in the second half. Firing his shot across the goalkeeper into the bottom corner after being picked out by Sancho's cutback. 4 assists now in a Chelsea shirt for Jadon Sancho. Good night's work for him in Germany. Back, of course, in familiar surroundings. As we welcome listeners from TalkSport, we got 5 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Nkunku's goal early in the second half, the difference between these two. Vega, edge of the penalty area, rolls it out to Sancho, made the goal. Vega on the overlap, Dewsbury Hall into Sancho. This is good for Chelsea. Mudryk with a chance to finish it, and he finds the top corner. And Chelsea's 100% Conference League record continues. Mikhailo Mudryk with the unerring finish to make it Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 2.
It's a fantastic goal from Chelsea. They've been under a bit of pressure the last 15-20 minutes. After going a goal ahead, Heidenheim have really pushed them. Back to the top of the Europa Conference League table.
It's a third European goal of the season for Mikhailo Mudryk. And Heidenheim finally are beaten. Chelsea leading here by 2 goals to 0. And a big smile across the face of Mikhailo Mudryk. Netted against Panathinaikos and in the routing of Noah. Excellent assist again from Sancho.
And that was a better assist than the one for Nkunku, because that one, was guided into his path, the right pace on the ball. It just invited Mudryk to come onto it and hit it first time, which he did brilliantly. Curling effort into the top corner. And now you can hear the Chelsea fans, first time this evening, because the home support has been incredible.
Yeah, it's been a valiant effort, but ultimately it looks like Chelsea have got the job done. I say that. There's a goal back. Brunig with a finish. And again, the offside flag is up as we welcome again listeners from TalkSport. Brunig thought he put Heidenheim back in the game. He is only just offside. I think there were a couple of other players offside around him.
Yeah.
And actually it was the chest of Meinke to set up the chance. Meinke was clearly offside. It stays 2-0 to Chelsea.
Wry smile on the face of the manager, Frank Schmidt.
They probably deserve a goal.
Yeah, the real credit actually to Heidenheim, the way they've gone about their business tonight. They've put so much effort into this game. You can see there's a really good spirit, a really good group. It's a fantastic atmosphere inside the stadium. They've really had a go tonight against an excellent Chelsea side. 2 or 3 efforts ruled out for offside now, but they've been really game.
Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 2. And we're going to see again here, are we a potential penalty? In fact, I think the challenge was just outside the penalty area. It was Leao Cienza who goes down under the tackle of Disassi. It's not dissimilar to me to Mudryk in the first half. Disassi does stretch out the right leg, but certainly the Brazilian is looking for the contact. On this occasion, the free kick is given.
I think it is a foul. I do think it's a foul. Disassi does stretch his leg, brings Cienza down, and the right decision has been made because it was about a yard outside the box.
A minute of normal time remaining. Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 2. A goal for the hosts here would set up a nervy finish for Chelsea. They've had a couple of goals ruled out for offsides, Heidenheim. Jorgensen, the goalkeeper, has had to make a couple of really good saves as well. This free kick is about to be played into the penalty area by Stoichkov. And they've got 6 red shirts in and around the 6-yard line. A couple lurking at the far post as well. Might even try and curl this towards the far corner, Stoichkov. As we move into the final few seconds of the 90, Stoichkov clips the ball into the air and it's headed towards the far post, kept alive by Beck. It's not away yet either, and in the end it needed a header from Cassidy to get it clear. Here is Leao Cienza in the left wing position. 5 added minutes still for Chelsea to see out here. They lead 2-0, but it's not comfortable. Good ball in. Tame header from Mainka. 6 yards out. Again, he may well have been offside, but he's headed it straight into the arm of the keeper.
Almost certainly he's offside.
Yeah, he is offside.
Yeah, Chelsea's defensive line has been good. I've been critical of the back three and how they've given the ball away cheaply in possession, and they have been sloppy on the ball. But without it, in terms of keeping their line, keeping their shape, it's been excellent. And they've played Heidenheim offside numerous occasions. Once again, he was well offside, Mainka. 3 or 4 yards offside when he makes contact with the ball.
João Felix has just been rugby tackled to the floor inside the centre circle. This is going to be a Chelsea free kick in the first of 5 added minutes. They lead by 2 goals to 0. Our coverage this evening brought to you with TNT, your home of European football. It's been another pretty impressive European performance from this makeshift Chelsea side. It's not easy, is it, when you put a whole new team together? They're not used to playing with each other week in, week out. No, but you've seen that defensively in particular.
Yeah, there's been some good and some bad in the Chelsea performance. But most important thing is 3 points. It's giving players opportunities. It's giving players minutes. But they've been so good in this competition so far. Top of the group, they're dominating the stats in the competition. And the opportunity now to give a couple of youngsters a run out.
Yeah, Samuel Raksaki, the 19-year-old, and Tyreek George, an England youth international, are coming on. Jadon Sancho, one of the players who has been replaced. It's 5th European appearance this season for Tyreek George. He got plenty of minutes in this competition.
Yeah, Dewsbury Hall's gone off as well.
Yeah. Good night's work for both of those two?
Yeah, I would agree. A couple of assists for Jadon Sancho. Can't argue with that. Kid in Dewsbury Hall, actually, I think has had a decent performance. Made some excellent runs from deep. Got himself into goal-scoring positions. It hasn't quite happened for him in that respect, but I think a decent outing.
Chukwuemeka into young George. 3 minutes of added time to play. Chelsea looking for a third here to really put the game beyond doubt. Raksaki on the edge of the area. Back to Disassi. Finally, it looks like the home side are resigned to their fate. It's taken until the 93rd minute. Chelsea just playing the ball around at will. Mudryk, chance to cross. Felix has got space at the far post. He couldn't find him. It was a poor delivery straight into the arms of the goalkeeper.
João Felix not happy because he wanted the ball actually from Vega. Vega went wide to Mudryk, and there was a ball into João Felix in a more dangerous position, which Vega turned down.
Bit of defending for Chelsea to do here as Conte comes forward on the right touchline, wins a throw. Vanna with a chance to cross deep towards the far post. It can't be kept in play by Cienza, and it's out for a Chelsea goal kick. 90 seconds to play. Goals from Nkunku and Mudryk.
That was a special goal from Mudryk as well. It wasn't an easy finish. It came to him about, 16 yards out. And just absolutely guides it into that top corner. Fantastic finish from Mykhailo Mudryk. Let's put the seal on the 3 points for Chelsea.
Yeah, a little over a minute of stoppage time to play. Heidenheim coming forward for what might well be their last attack. Shot from a long way out from Beck is straight into the arms of Jorgensen. It was a tired effort. Here is Mykhailo Mudryk, scorer of the second goal, the clinching goal really for Chelsea. And he's got Felix and Chukwuemeka up in support. Mudryk into the penalty area. Tries to come inside, he plays it against Schopner and out for a Chelsea corner in the final 30 seconds of the game. The home manager Schmidt is high-fiving his bench. He knows, Matt, the race is run as far as Heidenheim are concerned.
Was it Mourinho who used to do that, shake hands before?
Yeah,
before the game had finished with everyone and the opposition bench.
Well, they're in no hurry at all to take this corner. João Felix slowly walking over to the near side, takes it short to Chukwuemeka. All eyes now on the referee as Chelsea just keep possession down by the corner flag. Chukwuemeka actually comes into the penalty area. Maybe can get a cut back here along the 6-yard line, and it needed defending by Meinkat. Picked up by Disasi on the opposite right channel now, down by the corner flag. We've passed the minimum of 5 added minutes, and Heidenheim with a chance to come forward one last time with Cienza, who's been dragged to the floor by Cassidy, who's already been booked, and Cassidy is going to be sent off as he in stoppage time. Minimal contact. I think that's the second yellow card for Cassidy, and he's off.
It is.
Right at the end of the game.
Time was well up. The referee's played a little bit longer than necessary, and Cassidy has got a cheap second yellow. Has to walk.
It's so disappointing, isn't it? He will be suspended for Chelsea's next European outing.
Yeah, tough one to take that, isn't it?
Because the game was dead. One last free kick into the area, and suddenly Chelsea are down to 10. It's headed away. And indeed, that is the final act of the game. So a sour note to end on for Chelsea as they maintain their 100% Conference League record. It took Christopher Nkunku's goal early in the second half to break the deadlock. Mudryk wrapped it up right at the end with an excellent finish into the top corner, but Cassidy's red card for a second yellow in stoppage time will take some of the gloss from the victory. They needed Philip Jorgensen, the Chelsea goalkeeper. They needed the offside flag at times as well, but ultimately, Matt, it's another European victory for Enzo Maresca.
Yeah, a really enjoyable game as well. You know, this is a tough examination for Chelsea. We always felt that out of the 6 games that they've got in the group stage, that this was probably going to be the hardest of them. And so it's proved, actually. It's taken them to the 86th minute and the Mykhailo Mudryk second goal to really put the seal and make sure of the 3 points. Up until then, the game was very much in the balance. And actually, Philip Jorgensen made some really good saves in the Chelsea goal to keep them in it. But a really good test for Chelsea against a side full of heart, full of spirit, and a really good atmosphere inside the ground. It's an examination that they've come through. There's been some good performances, there's been some mixed performances. I think the back three, certainly in possession, can do a little bit better. But 3 more points, top of the Conference League table, and they're cruising through.
And it's time now to pick our man of the match with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Man of the match on TalkSport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has vans of all shapes and sizes, so if you've got a plan, we've got a van.
Matt Holland, over to you.
Thanks for that. I wasn't expecting that. Well, I mean, when you asked me who's had good performance, I thought Renato Vega has been excellent, really composed in possession. Mudryk scored a second, Sancho with 2 assists. But for me, actually, Philip Jurgensen in the Chelsea goal has made some brilliant saves. Quite easily, Heidenheim could have been ahead in the game, but for 2 brilliant saves from the goalkeeper. So I'm going to go Philip Jurgensen.
And at a time when Robert Sanchez maybe has questions to answer, not a bad time to deliver that type of performance. That was our man of the match with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Man of the match on TalkSport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Rent from the best lineup in the UK. Enterprise has 450 branches with all the vehicles your business needs.
So it didn't come easy, but Chelsea make it 4 wins from 4 in the Conference League, continuing their good run of form under Enzo Maresca. Second half goals from Nkunku, his 11th of the season, and Mudryk, his 3rd in Europe this campaign, doing the damage as it finishes here. Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 2, and we're off to North London next as Tottenham take on Roma. Here's your commentator, Jim Proudfoot.
Alex, thank you. Very good evening to you. So Chelsea win by 2 goals to 0. Let's just recap the other results from the early games in the Conference League. Astana 1, Vitoria Guimarães 1. Borac Banja Luka lead Las Linz 2-1. Deep in stoppage time. Celje 3, Jagiellonia 3. Cercle Bruges have beaten Hearts 2-0. Copenhagen have won 2-1 at Dynamo Minsk. Molde 0, Apoel 1, Noah 0, Viking and Reykjavik 0, Panathinaikos 1, HJK 0, St Gallen 2, TSC 2, and TNS have been beaten at Shrewsbury tonight 1-0 by the Swedish side, Djurgården. And now our attention turns to the Europa League and to Spurs on the back of one of their most stunning wins for years. Now, irrespective of Manchester City's form, Tottenham's 4-0 victory on the Champions' turf was a performance that sent shockwaves around the footballing world. But as ever with Spurs, what happens in one match isn't necessarily a precursor for the next. So now the standards are set. Can they replicate them on a more consistent basis, starting back in Europe tonight?
Pushes the ball into the bottom corner, and Ipswich Town have their first Premier League win of the season.
If we had beaten Ipswich, we'd be 3rd. I reckon this press conference would be a lot different.
Oh my goodness, Manchester City 0, Tottenham 4.
I'd say it's probably the best performance in the Premier League for...
No, slow down, mate.
3 seasons, mate.
Is that what you would prefer this year? A silver to 4th place?
No. I want it all. I want it all, mate.
They've got an opportunity to do something in this competition.
Son into the area to settle it!
And there is the winner! Artem Dubik off the bench! Roma have been resoundingly average at best in their Europa League ties so far, and yet they're still in the 24.
Good evening from Jim Bradford and the former England striker Dean Ashton. You know, in many ways, it's typical Tottenham. A month which has seen them lose at home to a winless side in the bottom 3 and then destroy the champions. The kind of week that's become so commonplace that the defeat here has its own adjective. But if you look beyond the Spursy insult, it is genuinely symptomatic of a problem, Dean, because when a side is inconsistent, what is at the heart of that, and how do you go about remedying it?
Well, I think, personally for me, I think it is twofold. I think that part of it is the way that Postecoglou likes his team to play. It is brave, it is adventurous. You do leave yourselves exposed 1v1, and teams can take advantage of that, and have done, and have looked at the spaces that have been left, certainly by the full-backs, that are given so much licence to get forward, that you then isolate your centre-backs at times who themselves will step out. And secondly, I just think there's a little bit of mentality still. You know, there's a lot of young players in this Tottenham squad. Obviously, they're led by Son, who I personally think has not yet reached those heights that we saw, and I think he's still missing a bit of Harry Kane. I think we underestimate how important Harry Kane was for Son, not only in that position that Kane played and coming off the front, opening up that space for Son, but just their understanding was so fantastic. I don't think he's yet reached those heights that we know he can do. So But there's so much to be positive about with this Tottenham side. There is a huge improvement. If you look at the stats in the Premier League, in terms of possession, in terms of the top scorers in the division, the defence actually, in terms of the amount of goals they've conceded, is better. So that there is big improvements, but there's just this nagging doubt that I think people have over this team, and it's natural, and it's still that same old saying that people can throw at Spurs.
Well, so far in Europe, they've had 3 wins and a defeat. The defeat coming in a tough game away to Galatasaray. They've had picked sides that have shown wholesale changes from the previous league teams. Ange Postecoglou's had fewer thoughts of rotation tonight after 6, 7, 9 and 7 changes for the last 4 European games.